What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you so much for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay. Today, I am joined by the team over at BL.INK. This is a flexible short link management platform that helps you manage, monitor, and measure every click across every channel. It is available on AppSumo right now, starting at $59 for a lifetime deal. Before we dive into the tool, though, I just want to tell y'all a few quick things. The first, if you want to tell us a little bit about your use case, why you're interested in this tool, you can go ahead and do that over in the chat room. If you have any questions about the tool, the deal, how to get set up, go ahead and leave your questions in the Q&A box down below this video. We're going to circle back to those at the end of the walkthrough. The last thing is that there will be a replay of this available, so if you need to step out or if you just want to watch this again later, you can totally do that. It'll be available shortly after we're done recording. All right, that is enough of me. Hey, Andy, how are you doing?
Doing great today. Thank you very much.
I'm excited to have you. I'm going to pass this over to you to do the walkthrough, and once you're done, let me know when you're ready to take some questions.
Sounds good. All right, let's get started. Very good. So welcome to BL.INK. I wanted to talk about our link management platform today. So when you first come into BL.INK, once you sign in, you're going to go into your dashboard. So again, BL.INK is all about creating the perfect link. So we're going to manage, monitor, and measure your short links. And so when you first log in, one of the first things you'll notice is you have your domain name here. So I'm going to be using a few different domains today as an example. So on my personal dashboard here, I've got a few different domain names that I use for myself. I can pick and choose, and I can jump across any one of these at any point in time. So I can jump across in here, and you'll see that my dashboard will now reload and show me my dashboard for my new domain. And so I can, again, jump back and forth here in different domains. Each one essentially serves as its own individual portal. So you can see here, I've got different links, different clicks. We'll go through all this in great detail. So in my dashboard, when I first start out, again, I've got clicks by day. So again, this is for our example here. So I've got 20 clicks that come in today. I can change my filters here across the top based on different owners in the platform, different date ranges. And so it'll show me what this looks like in real time. So let me jump over to a little bit better example. So here's a different one. So this is our BL.INK domain. So you can see, again, I've got pretty steady clicks by day. And you can see the clicks for today are currently on their way up. They'll end up somewhere around here a little bit later on today. But this is across all users for the last 7 days. So I can change this. I can jump back in here and I can choose a different date range. So let's say January 1st through February 10th. I can click on filter. And now you can see this updates in real time. So I can see I've got a pretty steady cadence of traffic going through day by day with little dips in the weekends, which is pretty common for a B2B type site like us. Total clicks for that time range, I've got 128,000 clicks across 33 new links. So my clicks are down just a hair and my link creation is up quite a bit. Most of my traffic does come in through desktop, so I can see that right here as well with a little bit of a quick snapshot. Now, training links, this is based on the time frame I specified. So again, January 1st through February 10th. I can see for different links how many clicks I've received to each one of those, as well as the total number of clicks for each one. You may have noticed that this just refreshed a little bit here, and we saw this new link come in here. So we saw basically the recent activity is showing us the clicks that are happening in real time. So this will refresh periodically every few seconds, few minutes, depending on traffic, and show me a quick snapshot of what's going on right now inside of the platform. So that's what our dashboard looks like at a glance. I can search by different keywords for my links up here at the top. I've got our What's New widget here. I can see my account preferences underneath my name. And over on the left-hand side, I've got my key navigation. So again, our home, so this is our dashboard here. Under links, I've got my links. Again, those are all the links that I have created inside the platform. Dynamic links are links that we allow you to create that have different destinations based on day, date, time, language, and geography. I can import links. We can import up to 10,000 links at a time. And I can export my links. So one of the things that BL.INK believes firmly in is that your data is your data. We're simply stewards of that information. So you can always export your links at any given time. You don't have to go through us. You can take your data with you. In addition to the different exports, we have different export formats that let you see different click data over time, who owns the link, tags, and so forth. So we'll get into that momentarily. Inside analytics, so we have different screens here. We've got our analytics overview. So whereas individual links have reporting on a per link basis, and we show you that data for the life of the link. So it's not limited to a 30-day snapshot or anything like that. We keep all the data for all the clicks and all of your links all the time until you choose to delete it. And so that way you can see all of that. So we have individual reporting on individual links, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But analytics is going to show you the click traffic across the entire footprint. So based on the filters that you specify, you can see that. We'll show that here in just a moment. We have information on all the links in terms of device, tags and refers, as well as location and geodata. Under My Domains, this is where you can search for different domains and add them to your account. We'll do that in a bit as well. And then administration. So be able to administer things based on your users, so different user levels, user types, under access roles. Inside your settings, around URL builder, root pages, how you specify the destination for the root of your domain, as well as any 404 pages as well. We allow IP blocking, so you can see certain IP addresses, take them out of your analytics altogether. And then tag management, so that you can tag different links and so forth. So now that we've gone through some of the basic functionality and navigation, let's go through and let's dig into the analytics a little bit. It's really everybody's favorite part. So this is what it looks like when you're looking at the analytics overview. So again, very similar to the homepage on the dashboard we saw. I can see clicks over time. I also have clicks by hour of the day. I can change my filters. I can search for certain keywords, or I can change my date range. So again, I can come back here and look at January 1st. I can also search on links that were created during a certain start and stop date. So I can pick and choose. Again, this is the date ranges by clicks. The created range is by when the link itself was created. And I can change this by different owners. I can pick and choose an owner that's here, as well as the different tags that I've tagged my links. And so I've got a few examples here. I have individual tags at the top, and they also have the ability to create shared tags that are shared across multiple users inside the platform. So I can click any one of those, I can filter that, and then my analytics section will update based on those filter preferences that I have. And those filters will carry across to the different sections that I have, again, by reporting. So if I come over here and look at device information, so again, similar to before, we have device, we have desktop versus mobile. And then inside of mobile itself, we have the different devices that are here. So you can pick and choose. So I can see here, I've got 29% of my traffic is iPhone, 37% of my mobile traffic is from Android. So again, getting into some of the granularity of Android versus iPad, et cetera. And then I'll get into the geo information. So again, looking at what the geography of my click traffic based on the address where the IPs are registered, that's where we pull our address information from. So I can see here that how many clicks I'm getting from the US versus from Brazil versus from China, et cetera. And then we drill down into the country level details, as well as the regions and the cities. So we do get pretty granular with that data, which is really helpful depending on the type of campaign that you're running. So that's analytics in a nutshell. Let's get into what it looks like to create and manage a link. So again, I'm going to jump back over here into my personal site. And so inside of my links, let's jump in here into the My Link section. So you can see I've got a few different links that are here in my platform. So inside here, this purple, that's the actual keyword. So what we call the part after the slash is the keyword of the link. So in this case, I have 825.life/ZNUUU or 3EH6E. And then you can see below, this is the long URL that it's going to point to. So I've got one pointing to Google, one to Yahoo, one to our pricing page, et cetera. If we create a tag for that link, you'll see that here listed in this column. So I can see here that this has been tagged as my blog. I can see when that link was created, the date and time, who created that link, who the current owner is, and how many clicks that I've received so far for that link. Now, one thing that's great about BL.INK is that everything is editable. So at no point in time can you create something that you can't then edit later. So inside of my links here, if I wanted to come in and change this information, I can click on edit. And so instantly I'm brought up with everything about that link. So this is the long URL that I currently have. So I have our blog link. Now my keyword here, again, AXYBU, that was randomly generated when I typed in that link. But I can also update this and I can say, support hyphens, support tilde characters, underscores, etc. So there's multiple characters that you can use to create the taxonomy that works best for you. So to my knowledge, we're the only side of their keywords. So if you wanted to create that structure, we have some customers that create keywords based on language. So you might want to use EN, ES, FR, et cetera, depending on your language preference. Or you can keep a quick example. So my description. So in here, I've just typed in just some simple notes. This could be plain text. You could put in product numbers, catalogs, SKUs, campaign names, project, things like that. So as you're typing into here, keep in mind this is your field to use any way you wish. So down below, we have our ability to do what we call our URL builder. So by default, mine is enabled for Google Analytics. So you may or may not have this enabled. If you do, I can choose, in this case, Google Analytics. We do support the ability to have different templates in place, depending on the plan levels that you choose. So here, I can pick and choose my different items. So in this place, I'll choose my campaign source. So I'll type in here, I'll also choose social. For my medium, I'll choose Facebook. And for my campaign name, we'll do winter because it's cold outside in Austin today. For my campaign term, I'm going to choose AppSumo, and my content, we will do. So you notice that some of these were drop downs and some of these I can type in. So what's great about this, I'll show you how that's managed here in just a moment. So here I'm going to go ahead and click update. And my link, you'll notice that my long URL that I typed in here, so BL.INK/blog, has now changed to this full URL where it's actually including all the Google Analytics parameters at the end of that. So this is exactly what I specified in those dropdowns. Now, if I come back in here, if I want to change this and click on edit, and let's say that actually I'm going to go and want to change this into Twitter, and now I'll click update again. So you can see that now my medium has changed to Twitter. Now, what's great about this, let's say I want to have 2 links. So now I've got Twitter, but I actually want to create one for Facebook. So I'll come over here to duplicate link. I'll click on that icon. And so my link itself has been duplicated in every shape except for my keyword. So again, I can say, there we go. So there's BL.INK-blog. And notice that it's also said, hey, you already have a link called BL.INK-blog. So I can't create the same one again because it already exists. It could be that I want to reuse this one, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a number 2 to the end. That way I've got something that's a little bit different. And so now it no longer matches with the link that's already there, and so that field is going to go away. And all my fields are already created because we duplicated this link. So now that we want to create one for Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and choose Facebook here, and I'll click on save. So every aspect of that link was duplicated. So I had my tag that was already there. My notifications were enabled. We'll talk about that in a second, and so forth. It's super easy to manage that and create multiple links from multiple destinations very quickly. Now, while we're talking about the URL builder, let me jump over here into our admin, and I'll go into a URL builder section. So you notice here the links that I have, the options that I saw in my source, medium, and name, those are all managed right here in these dropdowns. So I can rearrange these. I can make defaults. Let's say that I want my default to, I can put an asterisk next to that. We'll automatically use that as a default every time I create my link. And notice here under campaign term and content, those were blank. And so what that means is I can type that in. So in that case, I typed in AppSumo, and for my content, I typed in webinar. And so it makes it easy if you have certain things that you're standardizing on, but then you want to also be able to have custom fields. You can do that as well. So again, incredibly handy, makes it really easy to manage that. And so that's our URL builder. And again, there's lots of customizations we can do there as you move upstream into some more advanced plans. So going back into my links, we should here, now we can see we have our BL.INK-blog 2 and our BL.INK-blog. So let's go back in here and edit this link, and we'll talk about some of the other features. So again, I can pick and choose the details that are here and all the information around that. And then over here on the right-hand side, I can see my link was created today, February 10th, and that the owner is me. Now I can pick and choose if I want to reassign this. I can choose a different owner. In this particular case, it's just me, but if I wanted to reassign that link to somebody else, I can do that very easily. So I have my tag here. Again, this was copied over from my other link, but I might want to also demo. Now, if I want this to be a global tag, something that's shared with other users in the platform, I simply click the box here next to the globe. And now my demo key, my demo is to that link. So below that, and as far as tags go, tags are great because if you're wanting to filter, so if you're coming in to run certain reports, you're looking for certain links, you can create tags that are based on campaigns, projects, customers, really anything. They're really kind of an open attribute. So very similar to labels in Gmail, you can put any number of tags on a link to help you classify, find those either for management or also for reporting purposes. So very easy to handle there. Notifications, what happens here is that every time when notifications is enabled, every time you receive a click on that link, up to the first 10 clicks, we'll send you an email to notify you. So it's great if you have links that say they're not clicked on very frequently, or you have a piece of content that you want to know when it starts going live or when it starts getting traffic. So we'll send you a trigger notification and let you know that that link has been clicked on, again, up to the first 10 clicks. So I can see here that this one has been clicked on 3 times out of the 10. And so at 10, it'll automatically turn off, and I could click reset, and that will automatically reset that notification back down to 0. So actually, because I did that, I lost and add that back. There we go. Now, next up is our redirect type. So BL.INK, to my knowledge, is the only platform that offers both options here for 307 and 301 redirects. And there's reasons why you might want to use one or the other. A lot of people, if your links are most commonly used for SEO purposes, you'll want to use a 301. That's perceived as the best for SEO purposes. Now, if your link changes frequently or analytics matter much more than SEO, then you might want to use a 307. The primary reason is that 307 links cannot be cached. So when you click on a 301 link, the destination, the final destination of that link can be cached by browsers, search engines, proxy servers, etc. So sometimes you don't get the best analytics when you're using a 301. But if you're using a 307, well, the 307 tells the servers, do not cache this link, always come back to BL.INK to check to find the actual destination. So if you have a link that changes frequently, you'll want to use a 307 link for that. We've got some great content on that in our knowledge base, so please come check that out. Next up is we have archive versus delete. So if you're going to archive a link, archive basically means when I choose a date in the future, once that link itself, once that date is passed, then we're going to automatically send future traffic to that link to your homepage value. And we'll cover that in just a moment. So the archive destination, again, it's not going to the long URL anymore. It's going to the homepage that you specified for your domain. Now, if I choose delete, so if I were to say, let's delete this link on February 12th, this link itself is going to disappear from my system along with all of its data. And so you might think, well, that's a negative thing, but in reality, you might be using links in a short-term case. And if you're using links with those delete dates through the API, you can specify that down to the minute. So you could have a link that has, let's say it's tied to a login. This link should expire after 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or it's to a download that's only valid for 24 hours. So you can specify that date, or if you're doing an SMS campaign and you're sending out 10,000 links to your customers, but those links are only going to be valid for about 3 days or 7 days or 30 days, whatever that time frame is, then you have the ability to specify that date. And the two sides to that, one is when that link is deleted, the link itself is gone completely. All the traffic is going to be then routed to your 404 page that you specify. But also because that link is gone, there's two things that happen. One is that is now more secure because the destination is no longer a dangling link that you've left out there that somebody might click on and get to something that they shouldn't. But also, inside of BL.INK, you're able to reclaim that space. So if you have, let's say, 10,000 links in your account, and suddenly you use 2,000 of those, but they're set to expire in 7 days, you'll get 2,000 links back that you can then reuse someplace else. So it's a great way to keep your account plans low and only pay for the links that you're using, as opposed to pay to cover the cost of links that you're never going to see clicks on again. So archive and delete has some great power behind them and some great use cases. Again, check our knowledge base for more information on that. We have some examples there, and we're happy to help you talk about that. It's a great feature that a lot of our customers find incredibly valuable. Next up, we have link masking. So link masking, for some of our customers use it every day, others never use it, kind of depends on your use case. But essentially, if you mask a link, what we're going to do is keep the short link in the browser in the URL bar, but we're not going to show the long link. So essentially, we're loading the long link inside of a frame that we only show the short link for that. And there are some websites that don't allow this. So if you find an error on that, that might be the issue. So we will do a quick check and see if we can tell, and we'll give you a message on that. But sometimes we have websites that can reject that. So that's a setting that they control, not us. But if you're looking for link masking, that is a feature that we do offer, and it is right here, and you can turn that on with one click. Next up, you can reset your clicks. So if you have a link that you're doing some testing on and you want to reset that, you can always zero out those links at any point in time and clear out all the click data around that. And then lastly, we have delete link. So again, you can delete your link. We delete the link, the data, and everything around it. And it does happen. You'll get a warning message, but once you click yes, then that link and everything around it is gone. So it keeps things nice and clean, and also gives you the ability to retract a link. It's not hidden, it's not still there, just not published in your account. It is truly gone and deleted forever. So down below, again, this is where I have some analytics. We'll get into that here in just a minute, but very similar to the analytics we saw on the side. We have for this individual link, you'll have the links for the overview, both total and unique, as well as clicks by device, refer information, and location, all the geo data. And right here, this download, you can export your clicks. So we also provide the ability to download all the raw data that we use to create the analytics. So in some cases, this is really valuable if you're looking for some of the data that we don't necessarily display, or you want to be able to see in aggregate, show me exactly what data came in. We can only report on and track and manage what we can see. So this will show you the raw data that we actually saw that we used to create everything. So again, for every one of your links, you can click and export that raw data, which can be really insightful in some cases. So I'll go ahead and click on update here. And our link will go back then to the detail page for this link. And while we're doing that, let's jump over here and get into some of my links over here. And I'll jump back over here real quick. So here the link itself has been updated. We can see we've got the 2 new tags over here on the right-hand side. Our notifications have been reset. We have all the right details around the UTM parameters, and everything is ready to go. So again, I've set my delete date for February 12th. Once that date comes, this link itself will be gone. If it was archived, that link will show you that it's been archived, and you can click, with one click, you can choose to unarchive that link if you made a mistake, or again, you can go back in and edit that. So again, with everything here, I can choose to copy this, paste it into my browser. I can duplicate it. I can launch this into another window right here. So now it's going to load up our blog. And I can see here it has all my right UTM parameters behind it. And then I can come back in here and edit that. So that is inside what it looks like inside those individual links. If I come back into the My Link page here, I can see I've got my tags are listed here. Again, that's been updated. And all my details are right here. Really easy to manage each one of those. So that's what it looks like for a standard link. Now, BL.INK also offers what we call a dynamic link. So here's our branded link option, but I can come in here and I can also choose a dynamic link. So dynamic links, again, allow you to create content with different destinations based on day, date, time, language, geography, and device. So any one of those rules, you can mix and match them. But keep in mind that it really works very similar to what you might see in an inbox rule. So if you're setting something for your inbox, if this, then that, I want to point it to certain locations. But to make this easy, we also have some templates for you. So if you wanted to do something very simple like a desktop versus mobile, or if you want to do, say you're in podcasting and you want to have a different URL based on different podcast applications. So you might want to go to the podcast app on iOS or the podcast app for Android, or if you want to link to something up for the Mac OS versus Windows, different apps that you might want to route them to. You can put those long URLs in here and we'll create the rules for you. You can also do something by language. And so language in this case, these are some of the languages that we currently support. So I could do, say, Spanish versus Italian. And I can pick and choose different ones here, or I can create custom rules. And again, I can mix and match any one of those 6 items. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll type in, let's say we're going to go to speaking Spanish, and for Italian, we'll go to, okay. So Spanish for Yahoo, and if you speak Italian, we're going to go to Google, and I'm going to go and type in here, and I'll type in. So here you go, language test 2, and for my description, I'll type in something here. All right, and again, very similar to my other links, I can create tags, I can get notifications, I can choose my redirect type, or even my deletion. And so here I'll go ahead and click on save. And so when this link is created, I can now see my rules are set. If language equals Spanish, then we're going to go to this short link that was just created. If my language equals Italian, we're going to go to this short link that was created. I can see what my long URL is here. And then if the catch-all rule is essentially if neither one of these rules is met, we're going to go to the catch-all. And again, I can come in and I can change this. If I wanted to edit my rules, again, I can come in, I can edit my link. I can click on manage rules. And again, these are my raw rules here. So I can pick and choose each one of these. I can see the clicks for the last 24 hours, 7 days of total. And I can add and I can insert this. I can reorder my rules. And I can add new rules here at the top to go in if I wanted to add, say, different languages. I can have, again, any combination. If you need a language that's not listed, please let us know. We're happy to add more. And I can come in and test this. So this is what a dynamic link looks like. All the analytics for dynamic links are stored on their short link. So I wanted to see the analytics for my Spanish routing. I can point to this link here. And so we'll get the content there for all the click traffic that we have stored. So that's what it looks like for dynamic links. Again, we talked about importing and exporting. So I can import links into my domain. I can use my URL builder parameters when I do the import as well. When I upload my CSV file, I can do a validation only, or I can import, again, the whole thing. And I can also choose to overwrite. So in addition to importing new links, I can also do a batch update as well. So if I were to come into my export, I could choose to export my links into our import format. I can make those changes in Excel or Google Sheets, and then I can save that as a CSV and re-upload that, and then I can do batch changes that way. So it works very easy. So we talked about analytics. Let's talk about domains for a moment. So BL.INK works, again, with any type of domain name. So if it's a valid domain, even if it's not a public domain, something you're using on your intranet, we can do that as well. So inside your domain section, you can bring your own domain with you. So you can add an existing domain. Again, this can be a top-level domain, such as, in this case, I have something like acm.rocks that I have used for my, again, it's a core domain, or I can also add a subdomain like m.347.world. So again, you can pick and choose any one of those. Again, I've got a combination here of external links, external domains, as well as those that I've purchased. So I can come in here, and again, I can type a search, and so it's going to come back with a list of domain names that are currently available. I can purchase this directly through BL.INK. I can add it to my account. We'll automatically provision that for you. We take care of all the DNS, all the renewal and registrations and so forth is handled directly through your BL.INK account. You can also choose to add an existing domain. So if you don't want to purchase a domain, or you want to use your own registrar, you can come in here to our Add Existing Domain section. You give us the domain name that you're looking for, and we'll give you the DNS information. You add that to your account. And then once that's provisioned, as soon as you point your DNS to us, we'll automatically add an SSL certificate to it so that all your links are safe and secure. And then we'll provision that and it's ready to go. And so domain management, again, incredibly easy. We encourage you to use your own domain name, not our default one. That way, all the links are yours. You can take your data with you at any point in time and keep things nice and easy and clean. And again, multiple domains, again, looking at difference, whether it's using a different top-level domain like .world, .life, .news, etc., or using subdomains, we support all of the above. So if it works with your browser, it works with BL.INK. So again, inside the admin, we've talked about different user management. So again, you can have multiple users on your accounts. You can have different access and roles. So you can pick and choose what those roles look like inside of your account. Again, we support everything from standard users to reporting administrators, where it's more of a read-only account, into domain administrators, where they're allowed to manage a given domain, but not other domains. So check out our knowledge base for more details on that. A lot of functionality and details around user management and even different levels. We talked about homepage destinations and 404 pages. So in this case, if I wanted my home, but let's say if they're lost, I want them to go to our blog page. So I can point them to this destination if they're clicking on a link that it isn't valid. So again, I can pick and choose. This is tied to my domain name. So if I type in 825.life and nothing else after it, that's going to go to my homepage destination. If I type in 825.life/contact me, and that link does not exist, it's going to go to my 404 page destination. So it's super easy to manage. In addition to putting in core domains here, I can also put in other short domains. So it's a common practice for us to put in a different short domain for homepage in 404, so that we can actually come back and track those destinations and find out how many people actually type in our core domains versus how many people are typing in links that don't exist. So it's super easy that way. And especially if you're looking at, as far as homepages and 404s and so forth, a lot of times customers ask us, well, how do I migrate content into BL.INK? So can I do that as well? And how does that actually get populated? So if you're using one of the more popular competitors out there to BL.INK, one of the things we allow you to do is do an auto migration and actually populate that. So you'll set up your domain inside of BL.INK, and we'll turn on auto migration for that. And then as those links get populated, we're going to automatically create them inside of your account based on your index that you had at the other service. And so we look at that, and if those don't exist, if we're creating links that don't exist, we simply point them to the 404 page. If they do, we point them to your new long URL that you had set up in your other services. So again, that process of creating your links and getting migrated into BL.INK, again, incredibly easy. So we also support blocked IPs. So if you have certain IP addresses that you don't want to include inside of your analytics, we can include those IP addresses here, and we'll automatically remove them. So this is really handy if you have customers that you don't want to track their own clicks, or if you don't want to track your click, if you're a service provider, you don't want to see your own data inside of your analytics, you can block that, and you can do that on a per domain basis or across all of your domains inside of your platform. And the last here is our tags. Again, we go back to the tags we created. You can do them on the fly as you're creating new links. So I can see my blog and my demo tags here, how many links are created and tied to that. Very easy to do. Or I can create new tags directly from this page. And again, I can have individual tags, or I can have shared tags as well that are global to everyone to use inside of your own account. So that's our tag management. Tools, we have quite a few integrations. So again, you can do whether it's browser extensions, integrate with Zapier. If you want to get into something like Padly or SocialBee, Integrately. There's a lot of different ways to connect your account with BL.INK, including our own API, which is incredibly robust, used by lots of people around the world every day, millions and millions of requests. To do everything from adding domains to your account to creating links, pulling analytics, updating information. It's incredibly robust. We encourage you to look at that and use it frequently. And then last over here underneath your account, so some of your account, your core settings. So again, looking at if you want to change some of the core details around what your information looks like, your time zone details. So if you have people working multiple time zones, you can have different time zones. So that way, when they're looking at the data, they're seeing it in their local time zone versus what you're seeing in your local time zone. You can, again, updating passwords, grabbing your API keys, your refresh token, again, quick link to our documentation. Then over here on the right-hand side, some basic account management items. When you first log in, which domain name do you want to see? What's your default? And we do offer notifications. We can send you a daily email with the top 10 clicks for that day. We can send you one for a week. So every Sunday we send, or every Monday we send something out for the last 7 days prior, Monday through Sunday. And then click limit alerts. So once your link gets close to one of your limits that you have based on your plan level, we'll send you an email at both 70% and 90% of the click traffic, just to let you know that you're getting close. At that point, you can choose to reset your clicks and go back down to 0. You can choose to upgrade, or you can choose to let it ride and just let the clicks keep flowing. We always redirect your click traffic no matter what. So even if you run out of clicks based on your plan level, we'll still redirect all of your links. We simply stop counting based on that number. So it makes it very easy to look at that and kind of get a feel for that. And if we do have some options around how to upgrade beyond that for individual links. So again, reach out and ask us about that. And then redirect types, again, 301 versus 307. If you know that every link you create, you want it to be a 301, then you can simply choose that. And you can do it on a per domain basis. So some domains you want to have, maybe they're for SEO value, you want to have 301 for that domain, or for other domains, you want to have 307. Maybe analytics are more important for those domains. So you can specify that preference based on the domains that you have inside of your account. And so that is BL.INK in a nutshell. I've covered a lot of information, a lot of ground. Hopefully that was valuable for you. You got a lot of details out of it. And if there's questions, I'm happy to entertain them. So Lindsay, I'll turn it back over to you and see if there's anybody that has anything you want to toss out.
Yeah, thank you so much for going through all of that. And thank you to Kevin, who is here from your team, who has been diligently answering all of the questions that have been coming in on the Q&A. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you the ones that are here still. There's just one outstanding. Sumo Links, if you have any other questions that you would like to ask, you can go ahead and do that now. Diana asked, does that move my domain hosting over from my current company? I purchased all of my domains in one place, which is different from my website hosting company. The domain is a DNS forward.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so Diane, one of the questions that we get frequently, if somebody has domain forwarding, they're looking to essentially upgrade that. So when you have domain forwarding, you're really forwarding just your base domain. You can't really create any keywords after that. So we have quite a few customers that are starting to use BL.INK for domain forwarding because it's much more powerful. So in addition to redirecting just your base domain, so like in this case, just a25.life, which is what you'd have with your domain forwarding, I can create, again, any number of keywords off of that and use that in different ways, and I get analytics around that. So one of the things, yes, you can use BL.INK instead of domain forwarding. As far as changing your hosting company or your registrar, you can absolutely keep your domains where you purchase them. You don't have to transfer them to BL.INK. In fact, it's probably better if you keep them where they are, so keep everything underneath one roof, but you'll simply update your DNS to point over to us. So in that case, you come to BL.INK, create your account, you add that core domain to us, get it all configured and ready to go. And then once everything is configured, you have your root pages pointing where you want them to go. You'll update DNS, and you'll never miss a click in that process. Super easy. And any questions at all, drop us an email at help@bl.ink.
Awesome. All right, we got a couple of questions that Kevin already answered, but they are about whether or not you support deep links for Amazon app and where they might be able to find the support for that.
Yes, so BL.INK does support a number of deep links. Yes, we often refer to them as different protocols. So typically somebody types in something like http:// in their URL. But deep links, there's a couple different ways to go about doing it. If you wanted to type in, say, Instagram:// and then the name, or Amazon:// and then the name. If that is an active protocol that is interpreted by that destination, BL.INK will route that. So BL.INK is really kind of agnostic in terms of what that we put in that URL. We do have some character blocking just to avoid any kind of cross-site scripting or kind of code injection type things. But as far as being able to link to different applications, prompt that, we have quite a few customers use it all the time to open different apps on different mobile devices when they're doing mobile campaigns, launch to certain products, and so forth. So it might be a combination of a standard redirect depending on your audience, or using some of our dynamic links to do mobile detection and route them to different destinations. Maybe you launch into the Amazon app versus the website. And in some cases, it depends on how the app itself performs based on different devices. But again, between deep links and the dynamic links, there's quite a bit of functionality there to do app detection and presentation. Oops, sorry, Lindsay. There we go.
The other things that Sumo Links love to know is what is on the roadmap. We have a couple questions here about different integrations and various features. So what can you tell us that Sumo Links should look forward to, and where can they view your roadmap?
Absolutely. So I happen to have a short link for our roadmap, as you might imagine. So if you go to BL.INK/roadmap, that'll take you right to our roadmap page. You can also go to new.bl.ink. Either one will get you there. On the roadmap, so some things we're looking for this year, pixel integration, being able to load pixels when certain links are clicked, especially super handy if you're looking at linking to third-party content. So pixel integration, so digging into that, also looking at multi-link landing pages. So we're familiar with services like Linktree, link in bio, those types of services, looking at something very similar to that tied into your Blink account. So you can create and manage all of that from inside of Blink. That's probably one of the more popular ones we received lately. So that's certainly on the horizon. Quite a few API updates as well. We've done a lot of API work this year, making our platform more robust and more able to integrate directly with third-party systems. So using the interface is great and it's incredibly powerful. We have a lot of customers that are wanting to connect our system into theirs so that they can really do everything they can do in Blink inside of their own platform. So quite a bit of updates so far, and definitely many more on the horizon there. But on the roadmap, it's a newer piece of functionality we've had. We really haven't published it in the past, but thanks to AppSumo, we've encouraged that and got that out there. So we are adding things to that readily. And please, if you see something you like, please vote for it. Please add something new. Any question about what's there, you can leave a comment, and we'll absolutely get back to you as soon as possible.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And those are all of the questions that we've gotten today. So thank you for walking us through all of this. Thank you, Andy, for answering everything, and Kevin for answering all of the questions that came in while the presentation was going on. I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up. Sumo Links, if you have not already, you can go to appsumo.com/blink to redeem your codes. Is starting at $59 for a lifetime deal. And of course, this is backed by AppSumo's 60-day guarantee. So you can go ahead, get set up, play around with it, and see how it works for you. Once you've done that, we'd love for you to leave your reviews of Blink on the deal page. And of course, if you have any other questions, you can leave those there as well. Thank you so much, Andy. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Bye.